Good Yawning America, where the only thing running on time right now is the rate of, I would say, Republicans losing elections and blaming it on, everything except themselves.
How do I work on planning with city agencies to fix the boardwalk at Metzworth Point? Yeah. I think one of the first things is the fact that there are more than 10,000 vacant city jobs right now. And we have city agencies, and we even have funding for them to fill those jobs, but there's no interest from the top to actually ensure we have fully staffed agencies. So one of the first things that I will do is to ensure we use every single dollar that we have allocated to actually hire out every single one of those positions. And there will be certain agencies where we need to add additional staff lines. To the specificity of the boardwalk, I think it is one symptom of a larger issue, which is that we are asking so much of agencies that we have underfunded, understaffed, and it's no surprise to see the results of that.
And there's a lack of curb cuts
A lack of curb cuts.
Yeah. Roosevelt Avenue.
On Roosevelt Avenue?
Under the elevated tracks.
Under the 7 train?
Yes.
Okay. There is a lot of this also that comes back to what is our vision for the streetscape. You know, we don't seem to have a coherent vision for making sure that our city's streets, curbs, sidewalks are actually living up to the way that New Yorkers use them. It's been a long time since we've had that kind of approach. For me, I think one of the most important agencies to that end is going to be DOT, just in regards to how we approach the streets as a whole.
Yep. The GOP just took a reality check straight to the chin. That's what I saw happen this week. And you could hear the sobbing from Fox News all the way to Trump's gold-plated toilet, whatever it is he's doing in the renovations at the White House.
I mean, sure, make one other point about the president.
Absolutely, yeah.
I have never seen someone work hard. I can see. So in my job, I can see there's a lot of people that come into my office every single day. Like, I'm never alone, and it's a great thing. And I got a great team and great people. He gets that times 10.
Sure.
And 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:30 in the morning, he's on the phone, because I'll be on the phone with him that early. So he's on the phone upstairs. He comes in at 9 o'clock, and all day long, he's moving.
This is a total phony. And let me explain why. J.D. Vance rose to some prominence by writing a book about growing up in Appalachia, where there's a whole lot of people who get SNAP. He made millions of dollars on the backs of telling their stories, and then he turned his damn back on those very people who he likes to write about and claim as his own.
Who knows what's going on there? Let's start with Brooklyn-born NY Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani. You know, the one they said didn't stand a chance because, wait for it, 2025, he supports free bus fares and taxing billionaires. I mean, how dare he try to help people? I mean, he's 34, a socialist, an immigrant, and just dunked on a billionaire-funded opponent who thought a TikTok dance and a Fox News slot was enough to win. Well, spoiler, it wasn't. Turns out in 2025, working class Spain beat billionaire bullshit. It's true.
You okay? Gordon, you okay? Yeah.
And the meltdown. Oh, it was so good. It deserves a round of applause all on its own. Fox News acted like Brooklyn had just elected Bin Laden with a Metro card. They were there, throwing around words like radical jihadist, sympathiser to terrorism. Like it was 2005 and they just found a new brown lie to panic over. One person on Fox even said, "It's the end of America as we know it." Really? Because I thought it was the start of, affordable rent and free childcare. Confusing, eh? Apocalypse, guys! Life at Fox News, oh dear. They've been moaning about New York for ages, by the way. Anyway, while New York was celebrating a win for public transit and housing justice, people at Fox was trying to perform CPR on the Republican Party. Flatlining. Performing it with the enthusiasm of a substitute teacher in June. And I don't think it's working. They said the got loss might have had Can you believe this? Something to do with, brace yourselves, the government shutdown. That they caused, their people caused. I know, big mystery. Why people weren't thrilled about missing paychecks.
And I will tell you right now, as God is my witness, if we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included. They're not going to stop.
Yeah.
So was the release of the federal funds a mistake? Like just yesterday, Vice President J.D. Vance said, you know, he called the court order absurd. Do we think that the release of the funds was a mistake, or is it a direct result of you guys going to court?
Well, let me answer both the J.D. Vance piece and the other piece. This is as a result of us continuing to push legally with the judge, and the judge ruling that no longer would there be a partial payment, but the full payment. And the moment we got that ruling, Secretary Arkush went into action, pushed that button, and got the dollars flowing again, the federal dollars. And look, as for J.D. Vance, I mean, I got to say, look, I think America has a president, a vice president that don't give a damn about all Americans. They have made that crystal clear. And I mean, at least with Donald Trump, he's transparent about that. J.D. Vance is a total phony. And let me explain why. J.D. Vance rose to some prominence by writing a book about growing up in Appalachia, where there's a whole lot of people who get snapped. He made millions of dollars on the backs of telling their stories, and then he turned his damn back on those very people who he likes to write about and claim as his own. Here's another thing J.D. Vance claims. He claims to be a person of faith. I know my Bible. And my Bible teaches us that we are to love thy neighbor. And we are to feed the hungry. Deuteronomy says if you see a person who is in need, you don't give them a clenched fist, you open up your hand. So for J.D. Vance now to turn around after claiming all these things his whole life and literally go to court to stop hungry people from eating, that is not only phony, it is shameful. And this is who is leading America today. And folks got to wake up and realize the people who are leading in America quite literally want to keep people hungry. And you'll excuse me for getting emotional about it, but when I see hungry people in my state who are hungry because of J.D. Vance's bullshit politics, that makes me angry. And that's why I went to court. And that's why we're funding SHARE. And that's why we're putting dollars back on people's SNAP cards, because that's what the people of Pennsylvania deserve, and America deserves better than J.D. Vance.
Flights being cancelled as well, and their kids' school cafeteria turning into a BYO food service. You think that might have some effect? It's a bit blatantly obvious. Anyway, speaking of the shutdown, we are now in the longest, longest shutdown in US history. The air traffic controllers, they're still working without pay. It's crazy. Flights are being scrapped, and people are stuck in airports with nothing but Cinnabons and rising blood pressure. This is the actual Hunger Games, and the only person enjoying it is, well, Ted Cruz and Sean Duffy. Duffy, is he really Transport Secretary? Because they think it's a chance to audition for a spot on Fox and Friends, because that's what they do. Ted Cruz is on Fox and Friends more than he's probably in Texas. Where's the president in all of this? Well, if he's awake, he's not on the ballot, which he blames for Republicans losing, because it's always about him. He literally said, I quote, "We would have won if I was running." Seriously, the guy does believe his own bullshit. Anyway, I would have won Olympic gold, by the way, if they'd let me sprint the 150 meters. Do they have that? While sitting in a cab. Just say it before anyone says you have TDS or Trump syndrome, it's called. And the man is just exhausted. There was no official report of him falling asleep on Fox, but come on, the dude looks like someone, unplugged his whatever it is that keeps him going. How's Melania get on top of him or whatever? Who knows? He's doing speeches like your drunk uncle explaining crypto at Thanksgiving. The president right now, but if I was, a really bad impression. None of this would be happening. Believe me, he called him Sleepy Joe. No, Sleepy You 24/7. It's a nightmare. Oh, before I forget, apparently the shutdown isn't stopping the Republican Party from planning more government destroying, wait for it, adventures. They're now saying we won't negotiate with Democrats. They're trying to extort us. Seriously? The whole country is one paycheck away from raiding Costco with zip ties, and they're worried about being extorted? Speaker Johnson, Grinder Johnson, you're not being extorted. You're being begged to do your actual job. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene says, Johnson, sort your life out. What's going on? Johnson, less time on Grindr, more time on politics. Looking after the Americans. Is that too much to ask? Because this week, just to recap, progressive immigrant wins a major election. Fox News starts Googling how to file for TV unemployment. And Trump's falling asleep like a toddler after a tantrum. And we still don't have the Epstein files yet. The country's actually shut down because America has a political party that treats governing, well, like a prank show. And we're all supposed to be patient and polite about it. Screw that. Anyway, here's the newsflash. Maga, you can chant, "Make America Great Again," Trump, 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 until your vocal cords, get tired and need a wash like your leader, Steve, what's his name? But if your leader can't even stay awake and your platform is burn the government down, Bannon, that was it, and hope shit Phil survives, spoiler, the rest of us are moving on. So go cry in your gold hat, leave New York, Dad is not on the ballot, and the buses in New York are about to be free. History's got jokes. Actually, it's not funny. It really isn't funny. There were people who